Hello and welcome to Glendale Today. I'm Councilmember Bart Turner and I represent residents living in the Beryl District, which is located in the center part of Glendale. The Glendale City Libraries remain one of Glendale's top-rated, highly used services that we offer to Glendale residents. With thousands of books on file, movies, music, audiobooks, and the chance to enjoy classes and artwork, I've chosen this topic as my feature for Glendale Today. The Glendale Library Network offers 3 public libraries throughout the city. They're the Velma Teague Library, which is located in the southern part of Glendale, in the center of Murphy Park, the Main Library, which is located near Saguaro Ranch Park, where we are today, and of course the Foothills Branch Library, which is located in the northern part of Glendale, close to the Foothills Recreation Aquatic Center, 57th Avenue, north of Union Hills Road. Now, Glendale's library network actually began with a volunteer by the name of Vic Messenger. In 1895, Vic moved to Glendale from California. He was a Stanford University graduate, and he came to Glendale to manage a lumber company. He brought with him an estimated 300 to 400 books of his own personal collection. In a community-minded gesture, he put this library in an office at the lumber yard, and he made it available for residents to use. Soon, others in town began donating books to this volunteer library, and it was moved to a new lumber company building in Glendale near 58th and Glendale Avenue, right where City Hall stands today. Vic became the volunteer librarian. By 1917, the library was moved to a small building in Murphy Park itself. In 1922, the Glendale Public Library became a department of the city and was given a budget of $500 to support it. In 1938, the city built a new library. It was made of brick and stucco white paint. It reflected a distinct Spanish style. This is the one that I remember as a child growing up here in Glendale. When the structure was outgrown, it was bulldozed down, and the present downtown library was erected in its place in 1969. This library was named after longtime librarian Velma Teague. Unfortunately, she died before the library was finished, but not before she had heard that the City Council had voted to name the library in her honor. By 1980, it was obvious to the newly hired library director, Rodine Whittam, that Glendale was growing so fast that the Velma Teague Library could no longer provide adequate service. Under her influence, a new main library was suggested, it was accepted by the City Council, and it was built near Saguaro Ranch Park in 1987. Seeing that there's a lot of history in the Glendale's library network, and the opportunities not only are there to expand knowledge, but also to enjoy art and culture. To help guide us through this rich history of our libraries, I've asked our Chief Librarian Michael Beck to join us in our first segment. Welcome, Michael. Thanks for joining us.
Welcome. Thank you.
Michael, there are just so many services that we offer at our 3 libraries and so many different ways to get involved. Perhaps you could talk a few moments about a unique service that's offered at each of our libraries.
I would love to. I would like to highlight that we have a drive-up window at the Foothills Branch Library where customers can drive up, they can return their items, they can pick up items, and they can even pay fines at the drive-up window. Foothills is the only library location that has a drive-up window in Glendale. Secondly, the main library has a number of meeting rooms in which library customers can rent out for nominal fees. We have small meeting and large meeting rooms. We also have an auditorium that seats about 250 customers as well. So, and as a third option, we have a unique service called teacher boxes, and where school teachers can call in ahead of time, or they can show up on the day of. They can get a cart or a box, and they can load up 35 books on a particular subject, such as if they have a project on different states or U.S. presidents, that they can check out up to 35 items for a month's time for their classes, for their students.
Well, that sounds great. And boy, that drive-up window must be pretty handy for parents that have kids in tow. And they're out running errands and they don't want to unload the whole car to come inside and either pick up some books or to drop some off. So that seems like a great service.
It is a great service, especially when it's 115 degrees in July.
I would think so. Now, are there opportunities for adults to volunteer time reading with children and that sort of thing?
We have quite a vibrant adult volunteer program. We offer a variety of opportunities for adults to volunteer at the library. They can help process new materials. They can also go through our collections and do shelf reading. There are also special opportunities as well, like during National Library Week and also our summer reading program, in which adults may volunteer to read to kids as well. But we have trained professional staff that are working with kids that they offer hundreds of story time sessions a year.
Well, that's great. And I understand that's also available out at Westgate, a service that volunteers provide out there.
That's right, the We Readers program as well.
That's
very
wonderful.
Popular.
That's wonderful. Now, that's adults reading to the youth and adult volunteers. What about youth volunteers? Are there ways kids can volunteer?
There are opportunities for youth to volunteer as well, especially during the summer months. Teens can volunteer as early as 12 years old. They can serve as a greeter from ages 12 to 14. When they're 14, they can help us with our summer reading program, which has a lot of interest in program development. So we need a lot of helping hands on that. And we have between 30 and 40 volunteers during the summer that help with that.
Well, that sounds great. Now, I'm sure we have a website where people can go to learn about our services and volunteer opportunities.
We do. If we have teens or parents that are interested in volunteering, they can do it at Youth Librarian at GlendaleAZ.com, or they can call the main library.
Okay, so they can do it by phone or they can go online. And how about finding out about the events and programs that we offer at our libraries?
We have a website also as well. It's GlendaleAZ.com/library/library events. You can also qualify the program that you're interested in by location, by age group, and find out more about that.
Okay, so this would be our events that are going on at the library, classes, as well as our book sales, which we conduct for residents too.
Absolutely. In fact, Foothills just had their big book sale this past Saturday.
Well, that sounds great. Now, in regards to the activities we offer, I know as a young man, we had a summer reading program that I took part in every summer and remember fondly. Do we still do that here in Glendale?
We have quite a big summer reading program. We have it in basically two phases. We have our summer reading program that will begin in earnest on June 1st through August 1st. And we will have at least 10 story times a week throughout the system. They're free to the public. And we have a number of opportunities throughout for kids to participate in programs.
Okay.
Also, we are a member of the Maricopa County Library District program. The theme this year is Every Hero Has a Story, in which there is also an online component where they can earn badges and as they progress and read throughout the summer.
Wow, that sounds really fun. Now, another service that the Glendale Library offers that I've used myself that actually links us to the larger community is what we call a Culture Pass. Can you explain that to us?
The Culture Pass is a wonderful program. I know it helped me when my wife and I moved out here to Arizona. It's a wonderful program in which any resident can get a Culture Pass from any of the 43 libraries that are participating in Maricopa County. An individual can come in, they can get a Culture Pass. It's good for 2 adults or 2 people to gain entrance in any number of parks, such as like the Phoenix Zoo, the Arizona Science Center, and the Desert Botanical Gardens. It's good for 1 week. It's non-renewable. It's first come, first serve, but it's a wonderful program.
It really is. I have really enjoyed that myself. I've seen some great cultural productions. I've been to the zoo with it, and it's a great way to save money and really stretch those family dollars and get to see and experience more of what we offer here throughout the valley.
Yes, sir.
Now, as you're probably catching on, I'm a big fan of history. What do we do to preserve the history of our libraries?
There's a number of things that we do to preserve our history. Currently, Velmatique is undergoing a major renovation. It's a community block development grant. They're getting new painting, new furniture, they're getting new carpeting, and their bathrooms are being retrofitted to be ADA compliant as well. That's undergoing a major renovation. At each of our locations, we also have a Southwest collection, which is all books and materials pertaining to Arizona, the Southwest. So if you're looking to do hiking or traveling or anything in Arizona, we have collections that help preserve our history as well and to acclimate customers and our visitors in using those materials. Thirdly, we have the Arizona Memory Project, which is a service through the State Library of Arizona, which is a wonderful primary document source that's a source of a lot of our photos that we're using for this program today.
Well, that sounds great, and I'm glad we're working with other agencies too, and we're also giving our residents a chance to plan their vacations and learn more about our great state. Now, I mentioned I'm a fan of history, but I'm also a fan of art. And here at our main library, as all of our libraries, we have several pieces of art that we keep here on display, including a few memorials. Could you explain to us what they are while we check out some of the artistic features here at the main library? Perhaps we could start with the McCall piece.
Okay, the Robert McCall piece is called Icarus Triumphant. It's a wonderful piece. It was commissioned in 1988. It's acrylic on canvas, and the gentleman, Mr. McCall, he was a renowned, internationally renowned artist and pertaining to all things with like science exploration. He was even commissioned by NASA to help with their program in documenting the history of NASA. Also, he did the cover art for the 2001 movie 2001. This particular piece has jetpack exploration. You'll see some flyers and some individuals flying on what would be determined later as jetpacks.
Great.
For his interpretation of Icarus.
Yeah. So Michael, I know that we also have an Allen Hauser statue here. Can you tell us the significance of that piece?
It's called Meeting on the Trail. It was commissioned in 1987. It's made of bronze. It depicts 2 Apache women, including one that's carrying a child. And it's a renowned, internationally renowned piece as well. The artist received the National Medal of the Arts from George H.W. Bush for his work in Native American sculptures and art.
Great. And I love the way that our Arts Commission works together with our libraries and parks to commission this art for the citizens of Glendale and to have it on display. And this is high quality art by world-renowned and internationally known artists. So that's an awesome thing that we do here. Now, we also have a xeriscape garden here at the library, at the main library, and a Veterans Memorial. Can you tell us more about those 2 things? The
xeriscape garden is a wonderful garden. It comprises approximately 4 acres and has nearly 400 species of plants. And it's a wonderful opportunity to take walking trails. All the vegetation and plants are notated. They have signage. So if you're looking to landscape your garden, I would encourage you to come and walk down. The trails are free. They're open to the public all the time. They were originally commissioned in 1990, and the garden has been maintained. It's a wonderful opportunity, and I like to go take a few minutes of my lunch to walk around the gardens as well. It is a truly beautiful space, and I welcome people to come visit it.
Right. It is very peaceful, and it's grown over the years too. It started out quite small as a demonstration garden. Now it's almost like a park within itself here on the campus of this library. It's really nice.
And also about the memorial, it's like for every drop of blood, for every life devoted. It's the Arizona Memorial. It depicts 5 trees that are all intertwined, representing the 5 branches of service of the military. So the Army, the Air Force, the Navy, the Marines, and the Coast Guard. And the leaves represent all the veterans whom have served in the past, the present, and who will serve. The memorial itself actually contains artifacts from the USS Arizona. It contains parts of the flagpole as well as parts of the ship's galley as well.
Wow, that's exciting. An actual piece is from the USS Arizona.
Yes.
That's very touching.
It is touching.
Now, as any of us are outside roaming around and visiting to and from the library, we notice that there are peacocks out there. They seem to roam at will and between the library and the park here. Can you tell us something about the background of those peacocks and how they got to here?
The peacock has become kind of known, the Glendale Public Library is our mascot. We have hundreds of customers that will come and visit and take pictures with the peacocks. It is kind of a mystery on how they arrived here, and doing some research, it seems as though there are pictures from the 1890s that have peacocks walking the Saguaro Ranch Park gardens. But then in talking with the local historian, apparently 3 peacocks were brought back from the 1933 Chicago World's Fair, and these are all descendants of those, the original 3. At any one time, we have between 80 and 85 live peacocks that are free roaming on the property. And if you're interested in taking pictures, I would encourage you to get here early in the morning when they're prevalent.
Well, that's a great idea, because those peacocks, when they spread their feathers, are just absolutely beautiful. So it's good to know that the morning time is the best time to catch that. You know, Michael, I really appreciate you taking the time to explain the history of our library, all of the art that we have here, and also the grounds of the library and the things that make this library special.